You think the internet is a series of tubes? In 1897, it literally was. Before fiber optics, New York City built a 27-mile physical internet under the pavement. It didn't send data packets. It shot steel canisters at 35 miles per hour using compressed air. It carried millions of letters, crucial government secrets, and, for one terrifying afternoon, a live cat. But by 1953, this steampunk superhighway had vanished, buried, forgotten. This isn't science fiction, it's the pneumatic tube mail system, a technological marvel that proves sending an email is easy, but sending a sandwich at the speed of a car is a logistical nightmare. Welcome to the Anomalous Archive. To understand why the US government spent millions shooting mail through pipes, you first have to understand the smell. We like to imagine 1890s New York as a place of dapper gentlemen and clean cobblestones. It wasn't. It was a biological hazard. In 1897, there were 200,000 horses in Manhattan alone. Each one produced 20 pounds of manure a day. Do the math. That is 4 million pounds of biological waste hitting the streets every single morning. It wasn't just gross, it was gridlock. A mail wagon trying to get from Wall Street to Harlem didn't move at a gallop. It crawled. It sat behind ice wagons, coal carts, and dead horses for hours. The mail wasn't just slow, it was literally stuck in a pile of history. The Postmaster General was desperate. He didn't need a faster horse, he needed a wormhole. Enter the pneumatic tube. The concept was simple physics, but the scale was insanity. They laid 27 miles of dual pipelines roughly 4 to 12 feet underground. One pipe for northbound traffic, one for southbound. It connected the Brooklyn Bridge to Harlem in roughly 20 minutes, a trip that took a mail wagon 2 hours on a good day. Powering this beast were massive steam compressors located in the basements of post offices. They generated roughly 10 pounds per square inch of pressure. That doesn't sound like much, but in a confined tube, it was enough to launch a 20-pound steel canister at 35 miles per hour. That's faster than Usain Bolt running through a sewer. The workers who operated these tubes were called rocketeers. And yes, Silas here was one of them. Their job was to grease the canisters, load them into the breech, and pull the lever. All day, every day. The system launched on October 7th, 1897. The first canister didn't contain a letter. It contained a Bible, a flag, and a copy of the Constitution. Because nothing says freedom like shooting the Founding Fathers through a dark tunnel. It was a massive PR success. The tubes were efficient. They never slept. They never complained about the smell of horse manure. But humans get bored. And when humans get bored, they get weird. Operators started using the tubes for unauthorized logistics. Forgot your lunch? Have the guy at the downtown station shoot you a sub. Need a clean shirt? Tube it. They sent fish, clothes, and reportedly a full aquarium of tropical fish. But the legend, the one that every historian argues about, is the cat. The story goes that a sick stray cat was found at the main station. Rather than walk it to the vet, the Rocketeers had a brilliant idea. They loaded the cat into a canister. Now remember, 35 miles per hour, pitch black, loud banging noises. This wasn't a first-class flight, it was a ballistic missile ride. Spoiler alert, the cat survived. But when the canister popped open at the vet station uptown, the creature inside wasn't just alive. It was dizzy, furious, and ready to kill. I guess you could say it was a catastrophic success. The vet treated the cat, and it lived a long life, presumably as far away from pipes as possible. So why don't we still use this? Why isn't Amazon shooting packages into your basement? 2 words: Henry Ford. By 1918, the internal combustion engine had improved. Trucks got reliable, and more importantly, trucks were cheap. The pneumatic system cost $17,000 per mile to operate. That's nearly $300,000 in today's money. The government did the math. A truck could carry 100 times more mail than a canister, and it didn't require 400 tons of coal to run. In 1953, the final whoosh was heard. The pumps were turned off. They didn't even dig the pipes up. It was too expensive, so they just left them. Today, thousands of miles of these rusty arteries are still down there, beneath the subway lines, silently waiting for a message that will never come. So next time your Wi-Fi is slow, just be glad you don't have to grease a canister to send a DM. If you want to know how the government tried to use bats as living bombs in World War II, like and comment on this video. It makes the cat incident look sane.